Hi. Um, you'll remember I did a video a few weeks back, or a couple of weeks back, showing um, this knife and the fact that the handle's getting worse for wear. The wood really wasn't suitable, it was far too soft and unstable. I was inquiring about using some wood salvaged from an old air gun stock. Now, Jill got in contact with us and offered some advice on some wood and things. After chatting to her, I now have this nice piece of ash to use. Cut a piece off so far, and I've kind of just roughly traced the outline of the existing handle on there. The block's quite big, so what I'm going to do is, I've got a decent saw at work, so I'm going to take it in tomorrow and just take it down to a more workable width. So I'll be left with this piece here to work with. The grain's pretty straight and uniform, but I think once we start carving the shape in and all that, it'll give it a little bit more of a feature, I suppose. I'm not really bothered about really flash sort of woods and exotic woods. I think I prefer things to be more functional, practical, rather than decorative. End of the day, this knife is a tool that gets used, abused, it's going to get bashed, dropped, all sorts, so going for something really fancy and exotic's not worth it on a knife like this. So this piece of ash is going to be spot on. Also for the ferro rod, I've got some little pieces of oak. I'll have a go with that, see how that goes, but first of all I'm going to get the knife sorted. Right, I'll cut off now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to remove the old handle and expose the tang and everything. Back with you in a moment. Here's my progress so far. That handle, what was cracking, has took a lot to get off, but we're slowly getting there. The cheap epoxy I used is really doing a good job. I'm quite impressed with it. But I'm just chipping away using a small chisel and hammering it in, and my next job, once I get the rest of the handle off, just to clean off the rest of the epoxy. Right, here we go. I've got the old handle off. Just a little bit of epoxy in that hole and some bits to clean off there. What I did when I first did it, I actually scuffed up the edge of the metal just to give a better hold with the epoxy. I'll probably just do that again, just scuff a little fine grinding stone over it and that, just lightly, just score it up a bit. Probably drill through that little hole there just to clean that lump of epoxy out. And I think I'll remove the bolster, because what I noticed before is it's not a perfect fit to the blade. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll remove the bolster, and I'm going to file the edge of the blade just to give it a bit of a better fit. Just pick it out, there you go. I think the camera's getting it now. Just shows where that big gap is. So I want to try and file the blade a bit squarer so it fits in. It's just a slightly better finish there. Like you see, I clean the epoxy off there. The handle, as I say, I roughly trace around the original one. It's going to fit something like that, so the tang goes quite deep. I actually cut the tang down a bit when I first did it, simply because the drill bits I had weren't really up to the job, weren't long enough. I've got some longer ones now, so if it was a new blade I would have left the tang a bit longer, but obviously this one's already cut, so I have to live with it. So the next one I'll do, like I say, I'm going to go into work, use it to work tomorrow. I'm going to split this down to a more manageable size, and then it'll be a case of popping a couple of holes down. Let's have a look, about here somewhere. Basically that's where the tang will sit. Now the tang on this knife is, I think, just under 3.5 mil. So what I've got is I've got actually 4 mil drill bits, and they're quite long. In fact, at least as long as what the tang is. So it'll be a case of drilling a series of holes in a row and just working the drill back and forth to join it up. Don't have to worry about this area here being perfectly neat, because it's going to be covered by the brass bolster once all the knives together. If you weren't using a bolster, you would need to be a lot neater with your finish on that hole, but I'm doing it a lazy way and I've got the bolster on. But it's a nice little touch anyway, the bit of brass work on the end. So as I say, that's it for this little video. I'll do the little bits I need to do at work tomorrow, cut the block down to size, and I'll show you the next stage what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching.